Now, delighted to be joined by Rathmore manager Denis Moynihan ahead of this Sunday's intermediate club final with the Piarsaigh. Dennis, I suppose what's the build-up been like in the 2 weeks leading into the final?
Well, to be quite honest, it's no different to the build-up for the Kentuck game or the county final or the county semi-final. Just like everything, every game is the same to us. So with the same build-up, no difference, just another game.
You mentioned Kentuck there. They would have been fancied coming out of Cork. And it was a tight enough game, but you must be very happy to get through that.
Yeah, because before the game, a lot of people locally, when it's kind of a local derby, the Valleys are very close, and we know a lot of Kentuck players and stuff. And for the result, I'd say for Kentuck, it was disappointing. It's just that we just got a great start the first 20 minutes. I think we went up 172 points, and that really got us going. We just never let Kentuck get into the game, and they're a much better squad than the results showed on the day, really, to be quite honest, because they're fine footballers. They've played Cork under 20 minors, and there's a few in with Cork seniors. It's just that we hit a purple spot, at the start, and it paid off.
And you talked about, you played Kentuck obviously after coming through Kerry. Like, how difficult was it to get out of Kerry in the first place?
Oh, Kerry is crazy. Like every game, if we go down during the summer there, we played St. Mary's, Blown, Glenbeigh. I mean, it was a very close call. We got a free, it's a quarter now to go on that game, and we got a score of it. It went the other way. So we got over the line against St. Mary's. It was no different. Glenflesk, they had a goal chance, I bought 10 minutes to go. If that went in, we could have came out the wrong side of it. Then we faced a very tough team. We were qualified at the time, I know, but Milltown came to win, and then they turned us over. And the Lone Rangers game, I'll never forget for a long time, to be down 8 points, to bring it back to 4, and 13 minutes to go, they got a goal to bring it up to 7. But we showed super character to come back and to win that game by a point.
And you talk about character. How important was it the club itself to just get back up into the senior ranks for next year?
I mean, the journey we are now is superb. It's superb for the club, the young people in the club, and for people overseas and everything. That's great. Personally, myself, my aim was to get us back up senior where I think we belong, and then anything after that, personally, is a bonus. But to be up senior for this club, I'm very proud of that.
And you talk about a bonus there. It would be a very nice bonus for Munster final. Like, how does preparing for a Munster final differ from preparing for a Kerry Championship game?
Well, the amount of pressure in the county championship, Kerry, every game is pressure, and you just know every game is tight. So when we won that county final, it was real. I don't know, there was no joy there. It was complete relief. Where after the Kentuck game, it was small bit of relief, but way more joyful, But the intermediate championship in Kerry is a serious championship. There's no question. And next year, like unbelievable teams, as everyone knows, you have the stacks down. You have the likes of Legion, Glenflesk, Beaufort, Milltown, Long Rangers, Guinea. You can go on and on. Tis a savage top championship.
And you come into a Munster final as the Kerry champions. Is there a pressure with representing Kerry, considering how dominant they've been in the Munster club?
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you're a Kerry team, straight away you're favourites, and this is the thing. It's about keeping the players grounded. Kentuck, we were favourites. We're favourites the next day. But the way I look at it, if you're favourites for a reason, and if you perform in your favourites, most times you'll win. But if you don't prepare right, you won't perform, and you just take no team at all for granted. And similar the next day, we'll do the same thing as we did for the last 3 games, and you respect them. They're in the Munster final. They beat a good Ballina footballing side that won junior in Clare last year, and they won intermediate in Clare. So you have to give them respect. There's no question about that.
Yeah, on the Piarsaigh, obviously it was a struggle at times against Ballina, but as you said, came through it, and they've a real winning mentality in the club, and they've caused an awful lot of upsets before in hurling football. So you won't be taking them for granted.
No, they have some fine players. There's young Walsh there, right, at full back. You have Max Sweeney, corner forward. They're strong around middle of the field. So you just don't take it for granted. You don't know what the weather's like. If they get a break and we don't get the breaks, then it's going to be a right tight game. So, yeah, we respect them, and it's a massive club in the Piarsaigh. We know mostly they're hurling, but for them to get to intermediate football final, it's unbelievable as well. So we'll respect what they've done. There's no question.
And obviously, you've a couple of Kerry panelists that won All Ireland there recently. You'll be without Paul Murphy this weekend, but you'll have Shane Ryan on board.
We'll have Shane Ryan. And in fairness to Paul, he got married there in lockdown last Christmas, and between his duties with Kerry, work, playing with Rathmore, he's gone in well overdue honeymoon, and he should be back there around the new year, and he deserves that break. And for Shane Ryan, it's a very long year for them. They were in this time training for Kerry. Out of Kerry, they played with East Kerry in the County Championship, and then they'd come with Rathmore. So it's tough, and it's tough on the county players that if your club and your district are doing well, but no doubt these years don't come around too easy for any club. So we're happy enough that they're in good form. That's the main thing.
And finally, I see the Christmas tree in the background. What's it like preparing for Munster final, and you're only 2 weeks out from Christmas?
It's just kind of crazy. I don't know where the year went, because we started training 23rd of January. As you see, my Christmas tree went up yesterday, so it's crazy. We were in Rathmore last night, and boys go out in the field, it was -4, but we can't complain. Church is where we wanted to be at the start of the year, and